everyone, happy Sunday. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A video. I haven't done one of these in a while. I asked you guys on Instagram and Twitter for some questions and wow, I got about 456 questions on Instagram, which is crazy. I did not expect to get that many at all. I used to get questions like, what's your favorite makeup brand? Now they're like really deep, intense, long questions, but I love it. Thank you so much for leaving a comment with your question if you did. I feel terrible that I can't answer them all, but I'm going to answer as many as I possibly can. So this will probably be a really long video, but I spent a long time going through them. I picked out some of my favorites and I'm going to stop rambling and just get on with it. There's no order to these. I've just screenshotted my favorites and I'm going to start with this one. What are some of your favorite apps at the moment besides Snapchat, Instagram and other social media? So on my phone, I really like Mosaica. It's a really good app for scheduling your Instagram posts. So not only can you see the layout, but you can also kind of edit and write the caption for your photos so that if you're in the middle of dinner and you need to put an Instagram up, you can just press publish and it kind of goes up automatically. You don't have to write the caption. So that's really good for me. I've also been loving the Reminders app, which comes on your phone anyway. You can create all different lists. I've been using that a lot for the wedding. It's really good because you could just tick off the boxes when you've done what you need to do. It's really satisfying and I just find it really easy to have all the lists on my phone. On my iPad Pro, ooh, very fancy, I have been loving the Procreate app. So this is the app that I've been using for drawing and calligraphy. I drew this one for my friend Lucy recently when she was going to Ibiza. So that's a really fun app to play with different here, this is the Apple Pen, so I could do drawing and write some cool things. I've also really been enjoying Millie Marotta's Colouring Adventures. So that's like the colouring book, which you can find in stores, but it's so nice to colour it on the iPad. You can change how big your pencil is, you can rub things out, it's just so satisfying. I find it really relaxing. With all your social mediaing and vlogging, do you ever feel like you miss out on me time? If so, how do you overcome that feeling? Yes, I definitely feel like I do. When I'm out with friends, I really make a conscious effort to try and not to look at my phone all the time because I don't want to be like that as a friend. But with Rich and my family, I think they know that it's all part of my job. And I'm very aware that I spend too much time working and too much time on my phone and filming. But for me, the way I think about it is this isn't gonna last forever. And I'm now in this crucial time where, you know, I'm possibly at the peak of my career, really enjoying what I'm doing. I haven't got any kids. I haven't got that many responsibilities in terms of like me time. So I can be a bit selfish and spend a lot of time on my work and it's not gonna be forever. So that's the way I think about it. But I definitely need to get better at putting my phone away in the evenings because I find that I'll look at my phone whilst watching TV and then think, oh, I better put my phone away. And then within seconds, I've picked it up again. And I find it really hard to switch off. Will there be a little video about your wedding day or do you prefer keeping it private? There is going to be a video. After looking for a really long time, I found a videographer that was happy to make a separate video for my YouTube channel because obviously I don't want to put my wedding video on my YouTube channel because there's going to be some private moments and people in the video that might not want to be on the internet. So I'm having a separate video made that will hopefully kind of capture the atmosphere of the day and little details and moments. I want to share it with you guys. You know, I'm not that private. I've shared so much, so I don't know why I would keep this private. The reason I haven't talked about the wedding much is just because I don't really want everyone's opinions on what's right and wrong. But after the wedding's done, I'm sure I'm going to be like oversharing. You guys are going to get very bored about hearing about the wedding. If you could be any age again for a week, what age would it be? I feel like I've had this question before and I would have probably said like 18, 19 when I was on my gap year, but actually I think like 10 years old, which might sound crazy to some of you, but I loved my primary school. I went to primary school with my friends SJ and Keisha and Jenny. I don't know if you guys know them from my videos. We loved school. We had like such fun. We had like a girl gang. We used to like perform on the steps and sing Spice Girls and like life was so easy then. You thought it was difficult if like a boy didn't fancy you, but it was just so fun. We'd go back to each other's houses after school. And yeah, I'd just love to relive that feeling of like having no care in the world. Have you had any wedding nightmares? I get married in 9 months and I've dreamt about no one turning up because I forgot the invites. I've had 2 wedding nightmares. One of them was that I forgot to invite people. I'm pretty sure that was what it was. I can't really remember that one, but the other one I really remember. I often wear like black vest tops under my clothes, more in like autumn, winter time, just as like a bit of a security, another layer of warmth. I just have so many black vest tops and I always wear them. And I had a dream that I was walking down the aisle and I'd forgotten to take my black vest top off from underneath my wedding dress. You could see that I was wearing a black vest top and then a wedding dress on top, and it was awful. What a weird dream. I had that one like ages ago. So funny. If you haven't watched Stranger Things yet, fast forward like 30 seconds. I'll give you a minute to do it. Do you think 11 is still alive? yes, I think 11 is definitely still alive. It was that whole bit at the end with the waffle, definitely. Also, she's too good of an actress to like kill her off already. Okay, I'm waving my hands in the air for the people that are fast forwarded. You can listen now. What's the most amount you've ever had on your Boots card and what did you purchase with it? I never spend my Boots points. I'm so bad like that, but I think it's the best like points reward scheme that there is. I think the most points I've ever had is £80 and I've still got like leftovers from that. But I suddenly noticed one day I had £80, so I bought Chanel Vitalumia Aqua Foundation and I've still got quite a few points on there. As the wedding approaches, what is the one thing about Rich that you find the most unique? The fact that he hasn't got 1 ounce of insecurity in him. I find that really attractive in someone when I think insecurity is the cause of many problems in life. And if you're completely secure with who you are, then it changes your relationships with everyone. And Rich is not at all insecure. He's not at all cocky or overly confident, but he's secure with who he is, and that's, I think, his best quality. How are you managing work and wedding planning? Not well. I just don't know how. I'm very lucky because I work for myself that I can be flexible with when I do wedding stuff. I think if I had a normal office job, it would be really hard to just do things in the evenings and weekends when other people might not be at work, because that's the problem I'm finding, is that you're relying on other people to email you back, and if they take ages, then everything's delayed. I've been struggling, which is why maybe my videos and blog posts haven't been as good as normal, because I feel like I've been spending all my time doing wedding planning, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into work. I think if you have a really boring job that you hate, wedding planning can be so fun and you can put all your time and effort into it. But I think if you love your job, then wedding planning is just a distraction, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into work. I love my job and I miss working on it full time. Have you ever felt envy? How do you deal with that kind of negative feelings? Definitely. I think everyone has felt envy and jealousy at least once in their life. But yeah, definitely. And I think when I started out in blogging and blogging became more popular and new bloggers started coming around, definitely that was something that I struggled with. But I realised quite a few years ago now that that feeling of jealousy and envy is such a horrible feeling to have. It doesn't benefit you as a person. And actually, if there's someone you're jealous of, reaching out to that person, say someone else won something or beat you, reaching out to that person to say, congratulations, I'm so happy for you, leaves you feeling so much happier as a person than it would if you were just at home jealous and bitter. So although that may be a selfish way to think about it, I think that's a good place to start. That's where I started. It actually made me feel better to comfort someone or congratulate someone when I was feeling jealous. And that's something I always try and remind myself. If someone's doing something that I'm jealous of, if I proactively show that I'm happy for them, it makes me feel better too. And I just realised that it's not something worth being jealous over. I hope any of that made sense. What is your favourite cheesy pop song from the 90s? The first one that comes to my head is Hanson Mbop. Classic. When you're scared to do something new, what do you do to convince yourself to go ahead and try it? Well, I think something that really helps with that is being surrounded by the right people. I'll never forget the first press trip I was ever invited to when I was working full time. I was invited to Morocco with a group of journalists that I'd never met, and I really didn't want to go. I was just so nervous, and Rich said to me, if you don't go, I'm going to break up with you, which sounds harsh, but he pushed me and encouraged me to do it. And I think that really helps when you're around people like that. It helps with trying new things. But also just think about what you're going to get out of it. New experiences are so valuable. I'm someone who really thinks about the fact that we only live once. I think we only live once and there's this one life and you need to make the most out of it. So saying no to things and passing on good opportunities just feels like such a waste of a life. Do you think that you and Rich will continue to live in London after you're married? I had so many questions about, do you think you and Rich do this after you're married? Do you think you'll be like this after you're married? Nothing is going to change. We've been together for 9 years now. Marriage to us is just a very normal next step. Neither of us are nervous or scared about it. We're just excited to put on a big party to celebrate our relationship. Nothing's going to change. We're not moving. Our relationship won't change. We're just getting married. It's not going to change how we are. So the answer to that question was yes, we're going to stay living in London. Are you going on your honeymoon straight after the wedding or are you waiting for a while? We're going away somewhere in the UK just for like 3 days after the wedding, just to so we don't have to go straight back to work basically, but we haven't planned a honeymoon yet. We both really want to go on one. We haven't quite decided where, but we definitely will. We just haven't had time to plan it. I don't know how people have time and money to plan a honeymoon whilst planning a wedding, but as soon as the wedding's over, we're going to assess the situation and start planning and thinking about where to go. Who's the most down-to-earth and likable person you've met who is a famous YouTuber? Well, I guess it depends how you define famous YouTuber, but out of like the big like YouTubers that have been doing it for a long time and have a lot of viewers, Tyler Oakley was such a nice guy. I've met him a few times and he's always so friendly and humble. Great guy, really, really like him. I met Jenim recently in LA and she was such a babe, so, so nice. It's rare that I meet someone whose videos I like and I'm disappointed in them. I feel like most people are themselves in videos. Favourite pasta dish and pizza topping? If it's like a cheap pizza, like a Domino's style, then I like pepperoni and mushroom. If it's like a fancy pizza, I like rocket and salami, yeah, that kind of thing. You know, there's always like a salami rocket option. Pasta, I like arrabbiata, which is like a spicy tomato sauce, or amatriciana, which is like tomato with onions and little bacon bits. Oh, I love pasta. I also love pesto, or like linguine with prawns. Okay, I've just named like 4 pastas, sorry. Have you ever dealt with homesickness and was it hard for you to start living your own adult life? Yes, I really suffer from homesickness. I used to a lot. I used to go on camp when I was a teenager, even though I was so homesick, and I still get it now sometimes. I sometimes get it when I'm just sitting on the sofa with Rich and I'll say, oh, I feel a little bit like homesick. He's like, what are you on about? Sometimes I just get that feeling. In terms of like living my own adult life, moving out away from my parents, I didn't really suffer with that. I thought I would be really homesick, but I think when you find someone who you truly love and feel comfortable with, they sort of take over from your mum. You feel like no one's ever gonna replace your mum and no one's ever gonna make you feel as safe as your mum does, or dad. But then you find someone and they do. So being at home with Rich like is comforting to me and I don't feel like, oh, I wish I was at home with my parents. Yeah. What TV series would you recommend? I've recently really enjoyed Stranger Things. I thought that was brilliant. Narcos, I don't really know how to say that, but that was good, and there's a second series coming soon. For like funny TV shows, I love Modern Family. Bloodline, I started watching that. I didn't finish it, but I really liked it. That's all I can think of for now. Those are all the questions. That felt really quick. Was it quick? I don't know. You can never tell when you're filming if that was really quick or really long. But those are the questions that kind of stood out to me, and I hope you guys found it interesting hearing my answers. Thank you so much for sending all your questions to me. If you like my makeup today, I actually just filmed a makeup tutorial and that's gonna go up next Sunday. So don't forget to subscribe or turn on notifications if you want to be notified when my new videos go up. I'm still uploading Tuesday evenings and Sunday mornings in the UK. So thanks for sticking with me and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.